Our moon has been with us for about 4.5 billion years. People have said that it's made of cheese, that it has a face, or that it turns people into werewolves. It doesn't, but it does do some other weird stuff, like change shapes, and then sometimes it just goes away. Our moon is about a quarter the size of Earth, and it orbits at a distance of about 385,000 kilometers away from us. It's made of rocks, and despite what it looks like sometimes, it's pretty much spherical. But, important note, it does not give off its own light, because it's rocks. That means the only reason we can even see the moon is because it's reflecting the light from the sun, like a big old reflective chunk of moon dust. So the moon isn't changing shape. It's going through a phase. It's going through 8 of them, actually. It goes through all 8 phases every month. Every 27.5 days as it makes one orbit around the Earth, like clockwork. Each of these phases is the result of the moon's orbit around the Earth. And here's what it looks like if we shrink it down a little bit. Welcome to our tiny little solar system. We've got the sun, the Earth, and the moon. Right now, the moon is on the opposite side of the Earth from the sun. This is a full moon. During a full moon, we see the whole face of the moon being lit up by the sun. Fast forward a few days, and the moon has moved a little bit in its orbit around the Earth. From Earth, it looks more like this. Because the moon has moved in relation to the Earth, we are seeing a little bit less of the part that's being lit up by the sun. A few days later, and we can see a little bit less than that. That's called a gibbous, by the way. A waning gibbous, actually, because it's getting smaller. When the moon gets to about here, it's called the quarter moon, even though from Earth, it looks like half a moon. Next is the crescent, still waning, and as the moon and Earth continue in their orbits, the moon moves around until it's directly between the sun and the Earth. That is called a new moon. At that point, we can't actually see the moon at all because the sun is lighting up the side of the moon that's facing away from us. Even though we are seeing less of the moon, there's always half of the moon that is lit up, the half that's facing the sun. Just like with Earth, when we're facing the sun, it's daytime, and when we're not, it's nighttime.
Nighttime, daytime, nighttime, daytime, nighttime.
After the moon goes dark, it starts coming back. That's the waxing crescent. Waxing means growing. Then we have the quarter, the waxing gibbous, and the full moon. Then it starts all over. How's this for cool though? There's something else about the moon's orbit that makes it kind of unique. It's in a synchronous rotation with Earth. That means that it rotates on its axis in the same amount of time that it takes to orbit the Earth. That means that there is one side of the moon that is always facing the Earth, and one side of the moon that never faces the Earth. No one had ever seen it until 1959 when a Soviet space probe flew around the moon and took pictures.
Cheese.
And unless you're an astronaut, that's the only way you'll ever see it. In fact, only 27 human beings have ever seen the far side of the moon with their own eyes. That's fun. Something's crawling on me, and I don't like it. Okay.